Hello, dieters out there. My name is Jenny, and I am on the HCG diet. Sounds like an AA thing, doesn't it? Hello, my name is Jenny. I didn't mean it for it to come out that way. It kind of struck me as funny. Um, but yes, I am on the HCG diet, and it too is a journey and something you take day by day. And I could find a lot of comparisons, I suppose, with recovery programs. But we are talking about day 26 right now. As you know, I had experienced about a week to week and a half of just not much success, multiple reasons contributing to it, but got to the point that I felt like, stalled. Just not losing much at all, not like you should be at all on this diet. Point one is not, and zero is not what it should be. So I did the dreaded apple day. Now, I had to play with it a little bit because, as you know, I do intermittent fasting. So, intermittent fasting means I do all of my food in one meal a day, and I don't eat the rest of the day. I just drink water with unsweetened flavorings in it. And that works for me, and I'm never hungry. And I love it. When I start to get hungry, little later in the day, I have a huge salad. And so I thought, how am I going to do this with the apple diet? Because the way the protocol explains that you're supposed to do it is to start at noon one day and end at noon the next day. That way, you're having a little bit of protein in the morning on the first day and a little bit of protein in the evening on the second day, and you don't go the whole time without protein in your body. Um, so what I decided to do was I was going to go weigh the amount of salmon I normally put on a salad anyway, just to get an idea of it, wondering if maybe I'm eating way more calories than I think. And it weighs a lot more. And salmon is heavy. So I thought, shoot, this might be 8, 9 ounces that I'm eating or more. And I'm thinking that it's only like 4 or 5. So when I went to weigh it, I took off a little hunk, which was only at most 2 ounces of salmon. It's probably like 1.5 ounces of salmon. And I just ate that by itself. And it was delicious and satisfying, and I was good with that. And then I was good the rest of the day. So later in the day, not intentionally, but like just I'm just busy doing different things and all that. And my life is structured so that I stay occupied and that I'm not thinking about food till later in the day. So it was about the same time I would have my meal that I went and had my first apple, peeled it, and ate it chopped up into pieces with cinnamon sprinkled on it, and I put it in the microwave for a minute, stirred it up 1 more minute. So I had myself like a little baked apple. And it was because they were apples from the tree in my backyard, and so they look really funky. I don't know what people actual farmers do to make their apples look so great. But whatever apple tree we have has great apples, but they don't look, they're kind of like greenish and streakish and maybe some brownish, and the skin doesn't look that great. So the best thing to do is just peel it, chop it up, and cook it up. And that was delicious. I cut up about two of them. I cooked up 1.5. I meant later on in the day to cut up the other um, like I probably ate, yeah, about 1.5, because a little bit more than 1.5, because I had a little bit less than one left. So, um, no, so I guess that's just a little over one. Did I cut up three? I may have cut up three. I think I cut up three. So I probably ate about 2 apples. Oh, goodness. What kind of person am I on this diet anyway that I don't know exactly? I think two. Think two. And I ate 1.5, and I meant to go back and eat the other half later on in the day. And I have, as I frequently do, fall asleep because I kind of work a split shift, if you will. I teach kids in China, and they're 12 hours off from us. So I start at 5 in the morning and I end at 10 in the morning. But then I'll start again at 8:30 at night and go till like 10 o'clock at night. So if I wait till after 10 o'clock at night and I'm all wound up from teaching the classes, and I'm not falling asleep until at least 11 o'clock, but then I have to wake up at 5. So I frequently take a nap in the later afternoon part of the day. And did the same thing yesterday. So by the time I woke up, it was really time to get ready to start teaching classes. I had no desire to like prepare any food and that. I was still kind of groggy. And so I just grabbed an apple, a good apple, that my husband did pick up some apples from me on the way home from work. So I washed it really quick and just chopped it with the little apple chopper and took it up to my classroom where I teach online, and which is right here, and was just eating pieces of that. And it really was sweet and delicious, and hit the spot and kind of gave me the energy to wake up that I needed. I didn't feel like eating it at all, but I knew that 1.5 apples for the whole day was probably not sufficient. Um, and so, and there's other reasons for taking the apple diet, and I'll talk about that another day. But um, I got on the scale this morning then, having eaten about 2 to 2.5 apples yesterday. Um, and I didn't drink as much, so I want to qualify that as I normally would, because you're not supposed to. You're only supposed to drink to thirst, but again, just like I don't eat when I'm hungry, I just eat all the time. I also don't drink to thirst. I drink all the time. I enjoy the taste of the different beverages that I drink. So therefore, I intentionally told myself, you can drink whatever you want, Jenny, but it has to be water. I care less about water. So I literally only took like one little sip every now and then when I was truly thirsty. So I got on the scale this morning. That was a long introduction to say that I was down 1.4 pounds. Ah! So that felt good because the apples kind of make me feel a little bloated. They kind of fill me up in a different way. And I feel like they're sticking with me more. So I was a little concerned this morning, but then I thought logically, when you think about how many calories I took in, I kept taking the drops as I normally did. I increased them a little bit because in the last video is when I first realized that my bottle of drops is still about halfway full. And I only have a week left in this diet, so I thought I'm probably not taking as much as I should. And maybe that is coming into play as well. So I increased and took a little bit more of the drops last night and this morning. Maybe in the afternoon yesterday as well. I can't recall, to be honest with you. But I was down 1.4 pounds. So the true test will be to see what the scale says tomorrow. Because, as I said, you're not supposed to be drinking a whole lot. So logically, you're going to have water loss on the diet. And I don't know if my body's going to readjust, if that's the majority of what it was or not. I don't know. It seems like that's what would be, but everybody that's on the diet says that it works for them and they don't gain it back. They usually lose a lot, but they gain back a little of it, but they don't gain back much. So I just would love to see a stall day tomorrow and not have gained anything back, quite frankly. But minus 1.4 is a pretty good number. And what's even better than that is that I am now, because of that, at 11.3 pounds lost. And I really, really wanted to break that 10-pound mark. So I did. I pounded through that door. And I only have 2 more pounds to go to get to my ultimate goal of the weight that I wanted to be at the end of all of this. So, and still a week to go. So that's exciting. So today, there's no other specific topic I was going to talk about. I just wanted to kind of reiterate about the apple diet and let you know kind of where I was and what I was doing. So now this morning, I had another apple. One cut up in here. So I was teaching my class. I was taking bits of it. I ran down between two classes at 5 minutes between each class. I ran down and quickly washed up an apple and chopped it up and brought it back up here because I did find myself. I wanted to eat something this morning. So that's a little bit different. I don't think, even though apples are full of fiber, I just felt like this morning, and normally I never feel like I need to eat in the morning. And I did take my drops, as I said, a little bit more than normal, but not significantly. So I don't think that that's what it was. I just think my body is kind of going, what's with all the apples? What's happening? Which is kind of a good thing because if you look at a lot of diets, they'll say if you're used to eating the same thing all the time, to switch it up and let your body kind of go like, whoa, what's going on? And start to work again because it starts to get lackadaisical, if you will, and not as efficient. And they say the exact same thing with workout. If you're on a workout program and you're seeing a lot of results and then you're hitting stagnant, to completely switch it up and do a completely different type of workout. Some people say specifically it should be higher intensity. Other people say just change it. Just change it and use different muscles and use them in a different way than you did before, and that will kind of jolt your body. So apparently you can kind of like shock your system into going, whoa, wait, wake up. I need to do what I need to do. So hopefully that's what's happening with the apple diet. I don't know. We'll see. Stay in tuned. Stay stay in tune. Stay in tune. Stay tuned or stay in tune. And check in tomorrow and see what happens. I'm going to finish up the diet today. I'll probably have one more apple. And then this evening, probably, I really want a bowl of chili more than anything, but I'll probably just have another small piece of salmon because of all the apples and the sugar and the calories that are in the apples later today. Possibly a little bit of lettuce and tiny bit of salad dressing with it, but ideally, we'll see if I have any hunger that arises or not. But I'm going to try to keep it pretty minimal today if I can because of the apples that I'm having within the same day. All right, tomorrow I'll have the update. Take care. Good luck to you. Happy Apple Day if you're doing it. Bye bye.